Welcome back, everybody, to Third Phase. I'm Rich Giordano,
And I'm Michael Roser.
and we have an incredible discovery for you in Antarctica. It is called the Giant Face, I think, or something like that, right, Michael?
Mm-hmm.
A face.
It's a face.
Just like the face on Mars, and now we've got one here in Antarctica. And I remember this when it came out. I'm like, that really is a face. That looks just like a face. You're not going to tell me that's pareidolia. You remember this thing?
I do remember this thing, and I thought the same thing as what I'm going to say today, but you've already begun to outline it, man. This is something really cool. This, to me, is not pareidolia. There are too many defining features here within this that just point that there is something going on or something happened there, that somebody had actually constructed this. What are your first initial thoughts on this, Rich?
I did think pareidolia, to be honest, and then I said I don't know because I'm not there, but it sure as heck looks like it looks like a almost Asian, Oriental, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
So let's see what else. There's more here to go over, so I'm gonna continue.
It looks like it's there, but the fact that it's so enormous, lends to your imagination as to how the hell it might have gotten there.
How long it's been there, that's what I like to know too. And who is that supposed to be with those eyes?
Well, as it's mentioned.
Yeah,
Yep, go ahead.
please do.
I was just going to say, it's being mentioned that, some of these artifacts might be resurfacing as a result of global warming. So that's logical to me to start seeing some of these things pop up out of the ice. There's something there. There really is.
Wow, I mean, is it me, or does that mouth look almost half simian?
Yes. And you know what? I don't know exactly what the Sumerian people looked like, or perhaps people in Atlantis or Lemuria.
No. Simian, apes.
No, I know. I was expounding upon that. Sorry. I was just adding. No, that's fine.
No.
Nope.
Oh,
nope.
Well,
I
could have
misspoke.
Right. Maybe you thought I misspoke Sumerian.
No. It reminded me, as you mentioned that, the word jogged my memory. But yes, it does look very simian, yet it does look very human at the same time. And you mentioned the sort of Asian appearance it has. Is it possible? Okay, so what I was saying is I don't know what these ancient people actually looked like, but there has been some speculation that there was more of an Asian influence in their overall appearance, in certain research. So is it possible that there was a civilization, an ancient Asian civilization of sort, that did perhaps at one point inhabit Antarctica? Or is this a result of the continents moving and shifting at some point, where there was a civilization with this piece of land in a warmer area, and then through the evolution of our planet, it's now pushed up into Antarctica and buried? I think that might be something that we'll be looking towards, I'd say, the next 100 years, and that's why I say we, because I won't be around for the next 100 years, but you guys might.
Well, definitely not me, but they might. Yeah, you're right.
They might.
I forgot what I was gonna say. But that's a great point, by the way, because what if this was part of Antarctica?
Mm-hmm.
And now it's here. But look at the eyes. You even got eyebrows, man.
I see this.
Maybe what's sticking out is the jewelry of the person. Maybe it's a depiction of their earrings and jewelry, or headdress even.
There's more underneath that snow than we're seeing.
Oh,
100%. It almost looks like, if you look at this picture in its totality, it almost appears to have some sort of headdress around it. I know that there's a lot of shadowing going on here, but that reminds me of the ancient pharaohs in some of the ways that they were depicted. So,
yeah, it does. Like right up here, you can see something on the head. It looks like, I mean, we don't know, but it seems like it's turning in that direction if I was to hedge a bet. But even the nose is in the right place. Come on,
too symmetric.
Man.
It's too symmetrical for me. I think that this looks exactly like a statue.
Even the part that's blown over here, but on the right eye, our left, it looks like there's an eye under there that looks like the other eye that has no snow over it. And then look at this. There looks like there's something protruding out of the eyebrow, like maybe it has a pierced eyebrow.
I'm going to lend that to
Or a
maybe some of
rock.
the snow drifts or some of the because it's on top. But you
I
could be
know.
right. You could be right, Rich.
Hey, till that thing's, uncovered, nobody really knows. It could be pareidolia, sadly. Pareidolia, or it's really there.
It's really there.
I don't know. For me, I really don't.
Well, I mean that's a safe answer, but if we're kind of pressed to make a decision
Okay,
here.
if I'm pressed, it's pareidolia,
Okay.
because it always is. You saw the Mars pictures. Perfect match. Come on, man. That face is really there. I think that's there. But we really don't know. Anyway, we have another, what are they calling these? Google Earth coordinate finds.
Well, this location is close to an Air Force base, and my initial thought watching this video with the carved out target mark that in the form of roads, maybe this is some sort of testing site that they're playing around with experimental craft. When I'm looking at these triangles down there, although they're very small and difficult to make out, they remind me of the Northrop B-2 Spirit, which is also known as the stealth bomber. And keep in mind that they developed this back in the Cold War. So could this be some sort of augmentation on that technology? It's possible, that they're playing around with something like that, and that's why you don't see it earlier on, and then now it's there. Maybe Google had just caught the moment that they were stationed, and if the government is working with different propulsion systems, again, it's not out of the realm of possibilities that they could be playing around with something more lateral in terms of propulsion rather than what we're traditionally used to. What do you think, Rich?
Well, I don't understand why there's kind of like a compass target, that's on the ground, that thing, and it's sitting in the middle of it.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost as if it's programmed. Maybe it's supposed to land there, or maybe it's supposed to find coordinates. Maybe they were testing GPS in 2013, or with the new stealth craft or back engineered craft. It's near Holloman Air Force Base, so you were right about that. But 2013, it appeared there, and who knows, man? It could be a TR-3B.
It could.
Now, it also could be pareidolia, but I don't think so, and I'm going to show you why. Do you know why? What makes you think this isn't a pareidolia of like a car or something?
I don't think it's pareidolia because I see definitive structure, and although that shadow, I think, elongates whatever is actually there, giving the illusion that perhaps this is a very, very large craft. I think that it's taller than it is, wide in the respect of what we see here. What are your thoughts, Rich?
Okay, so you always have to think of everything, right? So I'm thinking, well, it's possible it could just be the way Google stitched this up. But then I see the whole area looks very clean. It doesn't look like there's any mistakes or stitching going on, at least from this vantage point. I don't know, man. I think we're being, well, the triangular shape of the shadow is the telling point for me that this is bigger than what we think it is, or it's not as big as we think it is, because of the shadow. It's a triangular craft, though, I think.
I would agree.
You know what I mean? I mean, it looks just like a triangle on the ground. See? No? You don't see it?
Oh, I absolutely see it. It looks like it's pyramidal.
So then I thought, well, maybe it's rocks. Like this one, if it was by itself, I would say that's just a rock.
But it wasn't there before.
Right. Yeah. And that's true. Huh. Right there, it looks like I don't know, man. It looks like it's one of ours. It doesn't look alien to me.
Yep, I agree with that.
That could be the TR-3B. as everybody likes to say. All right. Well, that was an easier one. It's in the middle of nowhere. It's at near Holloman, and it looks like one of our test craft, but TR-3B or just a F. What other vehicles look like this? Those bombers, right?
Yes,
Stealth
the stealth bombers. Yeah.
Pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. No,
All
this
right,
is very cool.
Yeah, it's awesome, and it's still unexplained. I wonder if it's there now.
So now this same thing.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't want to check. The next thing and last special thing today is really 1,000-foot squid versus mega orca whale. It could be like an attack. I don't know, man. This is just weird.
Hey, listen, these days we have to consider all possibilities, and I'm laughing because that's where we're at these days.
Right.
Really, that's where we're at.
That's hilarious. That's exactly where we're at in this day and age. Holy mackerel. All right, this is great, whether you're a fan or not of UFOs or... All right, here we go.
The UFO phenomenon. We can't handle the truth. At Facebook, we're going to get to that. But right before this, we just heard that George Bush Sr. says, in regards to the UFO phenomenon, we can't handle the truth. Do you believe this?
He says actually the American people can't handle the truth.
That's right, Brent. Let's reveal some truth right now. This just came in, like I said, via Facebook. Let's put in Deception Island. Let's punch it in, everybody. Go to Google Earth and punch it in, Deception Island. We've just arrived. Look at this. Welcome to Deception Island, everybody. Orlando's here, and we're going to explore this place. Quickly, there's going to be an anomaly that is going to blow you away, but look at the time. Let's go back to 1999. The island seems like it's rising up out of the ocean from, let's see, 2015.
Oh, it could have been a cloudy day,
we have geospatial analyst Orlando Smith. Let's just get your opinion right away about Deception Island before we get to mind-blowing evidence. Go ahead, Orlando. What are we looking at here?
Well, first of all, the imagery is going to differ in resolution in terms of the years, the times it was taken. Right. The snow cover increasing over time would be something that would definitely surprise me. I would expect from all of the information that I have that in general in this region.
Why is this? Is this just? I thought this had to do with the whale. Did I not see something?
No, it's after he's talking about Deception Island.
Well, we'll talk about Deception Island. It's already in it. Do you care? We'll say one word each.
Yeah, pretty much. Yep.
I'll let it finish.
Snow cover has been decreasing. The glaciers are retreating and so forth.
That's right. All of let's move up in the future here. 2010. Now look.
Whoa.
It's all evaporated, the snow.
That's exactly what I would expect to see. A lot of clear
in present danger
recession of the glaciers. It's melting.
All right, now let's get to this. This is what I've been waiting to show the world, and this is, I'm sure, going to break the internet here real soon. Let's go to this mysterious shadow. Do you guys see this? Let's go to December 28, 2013, and let's move in here. There it is. Look at this. All right, now let's pull it in, people.
It's a dot.
We're going to be, when I saw this earlier today, I didn't know what I was looking at. Look at this. There's a disturbance in the water.
In the forest?
You can see a disturbance in trails and some whitewash. What is this? What are we looking at? Look how huge this object is. Breaching the water. And I'm saying breaching because I've seen wells up close breaching, but this is way bigger than a well. And I don't think it's any kind of submarine that I'm aware of. Brent, any thoughts on what we're looking at here? Look at the disturbance here.
Blake, it seems like there's actually two attachments. It seems like a supersized megalodon. Blake, this could be the future of what we're looking at global warming created bigger size leviathans in our sea waters. Some people, we showed this earlier, thought this was a submarine breaching the surface and attacked by some huge squid. This is amazing.
It almost does look like it has a organic shape to it, and the scale of this object would be huge. This would be at least many hundreds of feet.
All right, let's stop this. We'll talk here because there's the disturbance in the water. It seems like whatever this is, it was like maybe just, shaking or creating a major disturbance instead of jumping out. It doesn't look like it jumped out of the water and then created a big splash. If you look beyond, where it was, it looks like it came from over here and it was, trying to shake whatever it has attached to it off. You know how fish shake like that in the water? That's what that reminds me of. A lot of, back and forth type of motion. But I don't know, man. It could just be a whale jumping out of the water, and I don't know. What do you think, man? I'm lost.
This is really interesting, and you bring up the wake as well.
Yeah, the wake, yeah.
The concentric circles, as I think Orlando mentions a little bit later on in the video, we see that. It's possible that this thing was just out of the water a little bit and was sort of puttering about and then began splashing and coming up in and up and out of the water. Sure. That there's a lot to be looked into the analysis of the wake itself. But when I'm looking at whatever this object is, the first thing that came to mind for me was the manta ray. Now, that would work because they are the largest of their species. They get very big, and it has the same sort of complexion, at least in color, as a sand shark. However, they like tropical waters, and we're in colder waters in this picture here, so I don't know how that would fit unless perhaps some of the waters are warming up and there are pockets to which these mammals are finding themselves not indigenous to in respect to the region. So it definitely looks organic.
But it's got white on the belly. That goes with whales.
I don't know that that's not an artifact or some part of the water. For example, if you bring it, the cursor to the left a little bit to the beginning of this object, you're going to see, right there, you'll see what it looks like at first glance as part of the object. Again, first glance, you could look at it and associate it as part of the object. But in fact, I believe that is still the water rippling around. So I'm not really sure what we're looking at in regards to those. There's two white dots here for all intents and purposes in the photo.
See, I do not think, because I also see that, it looks like there could be white here too, but this to me definitely looks like it's part of the animal. That is a very solid, because if you go to the most solid point in the water, it doesn't match. To me, it doesn't.
Oh, I see what you're saying. And if it was a killer whale, for example, because we see those markings, that's one enormous killer whale that we have not really reported in size. You don't think so?
Let me show you something real quick. Show everybody. Look at the whale. See? It's got it there. It's got it up here on the chin. Killer whale.
But again, how big is this object that we're seeing in the photograph? That's the only thing I'm thinking.
Not that big, because look how far away they come from, man. They're all the way up here. Like it's a little tiny dot. Those things are 30 feet, 40 feet long. No? 20 feet? 25 maybe?
No, they can get that. They can get that length. They can get very big. I mean, you might be right here, Rich. It's very possible. But the only thing I'm wondering is, what is that really flat platypus looking like flipper that seems to be on its lateral side here?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's different color than what you'd normally see with a whale of that type. So it's interesting. But it's a great thought, what you've just mentioned here. I see the continuity.
Oh, this is the head of the other thing.
Right.
And those are the eyes. And this is the whale behind it. It's gone over it.
I certainly see what he's saying. Absolutely.
So this and this is being cut in half by this. This looks like a shark. like a big shark. See the eyes? Here's the nose, the mouth.
Mm-hmm. That's like straight on almost.
Yeah, almost. Maybe not. I don't know. Is that an eye? Unless this is the. Well, whatever it is. Oh, maybe it's what they said it was.
Mm-hmm.
What did they say? Squid.
Squid. Yep.
It does look like it.
And that's
they
also. Yep. Go
Yeah.
ahead. You were going to
They
say the
do
same thing I
battle.
was going to say. Yep.
They battle a lot, and sometimes you'll see the whales with scars on suction cups that were on them from the squid.
That's true.
Suction cup scars. I had one of those.
I had one from a stingray.
Oh wow! No way.
Oh yeah, I wanted to take a quick taste, but their mouths more like a vacuum cleaner than they don't have teeth, so they'll suck your skin right up. Yeah.
Wow. You were almost Steve Irwin.
Well, not that close, but close enough.
That's crazy. All right, we'll play it out here.
Been around big surf. I've surfed big waves in my time, and I can see that this whitewash is definitely something quite large. This would have to be, in my opinion, 400 feet.
Yeah, I don't think it's 400
right
feet,
here, whatever
guy.
this is. And look at this. Look at the shadows here. That definitely resembles some kind of squid's head. But we're just pointing it out to you people. What this?
What do you mean, you people?
There's a
What was
splash
happening?
taking place there. What is that object? Is it organic object? Who knows? Maybe it's an asteroid crashing right at the time when the satellite photo was taken. It could be. Asteroids have all kinds of shapes. That would still be a large asteroid to have made it all the way.
What do you think it is? Do you think it's pareidolia?
I mean, I don't. Anything can be pareidolia if you really want it to be, but in this case, I think the large squid theory is probably the most plausible. Even insofar as what we've been able to understand and learn from this species over the past 20 years, wherein I'd say safely in the early 90s or late 80s, we didn't believe that there was a squid that could get that large, and yet within the years that followed, we did find that. So I'm sure there are more out there that we just don't know about in the deepest parts of the oceans.
I don't think they're 400 feet, though.
Why rule it out? Why rule it out? Yeah.
Because it's really ridiculous. 400-foot octopus. There's never been an animal 400 feet anywhere.
Well, I mean,
not even dinosaurs.
Well, and again, look at the environment that they live in. I mean, it's basically unrestricted in respect to physical growth. Obviously, if they have those things they need for survival and to build, nutrients in the body within their environment, good. But there aren't limitations. Gravity is not playing the same games with them as they are for land-based creatures in certain respects. So, that being said, I think that it's absolutely possible that there are these ginormous animals that do live in the sea in inaccessible parts or places that we just haven't discovered.
There's never been anything over 200 feet in the history of man and dinosaurs. Not even close. So 400 feet, what do you think? It's just going to die? Eventually, one of them's going to wash up.
You would think so. You would think so.
After all this time, nobody's ever seen one. I just think that the whatever math he did on that, I didn't see him measure it out. Did you?
No, I don't know where he got the 400 feet from. And I personally am not versed on how to measure things through Google there the way he is. But I'm sure we could come up with a pretty close estimate if we sat down and looked at it for a little bit with that concentrated effort.
Yeah, well. All right. Well, that about wraps it up for today. We had some good stuff all around, man. Amazing what keeps popping up and what we still haven't solved after all these years. It's amazing. Google Earth and faces, and what else did we do tonight?
Oh, we did the craft or whatever it was in the bullseye there over by the air base.
Right.
Yeah.
TR-3B type of thing.
These are all anomalies that deserve investigation and follow-ups as things go on, especially when it comes to Google in this respect, because we can go back to those coordinates and see if things have changed. Maybe we need another 10, 20 years. I mean, that's a long time to be sitting and observing some of these things, but maybe the truths will be revealed as to what they are, especially with the face. As some of that snow dissipates or melts about, maybe we're going to see more of that structure that just lends to our original theories of what it is. So
yeah, they're all very strange, and I feel the same way about all of them. And that is, I don't know if it's pareidolia or if it's really what it looks like. So that's the mystery of it all. That's what makes it fun. Well, that about wraps it up for this nice episode on some unknown and unsolved mysteries. Michael, where can people find you?
You guys can find me at Dark Hour Paranormal, or right here on Third Phase alongside of Rich. And where can we find your work?
Well, I too am here, but goof on just about every day. That's Greatest UFO Network, 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific, just about every day. It's UFOs, live streaming. We take callers, we call people unexpectedly, we try to solve everything that's unexplained as well, and we have a good time doing it, I think. But it's not for everybody. But check it out. I should never say that, but I did, because it's true. It's not your grandfather's UFO show.
Yeah, you're right. But honestly, your broadcasts are a lot of fun, in exploring some very serious things that we're dealing with today in respect to this field, and you make it entertaining at the same time as informative. So guys, please check out Goof On. Most of you won't be disappointed.
That's right. Most of you won't be, but some of you will be. You're right. All right, we'll be back next time on Third Phase. Good night, everybody.
Good night.